الحمد لله الذي أغناني وأعزني.
ngir jotaayu lekk bu nekk doon waxtu bànneex lobbu Maam Jaara Buso ngi leen di gunge lu ëpp ñaar fukki at ci seeni biir kër. féete ak kilomètre 18 ci yoonu Tëngéej fii ci Ndakaaru lobbu Maam Jaara Buso doon na bërëbu liggéeyukaay bu doomu réew mi moom te ñoom rek ñoo fay liggéeyee ci lépp lu jëm ci wàllum gaz ak li ko ëmb. lu tolloog 200 ndaw di fa daan seen doole lenn rek yitteel leen mooy bokk ci li yokk koom-koomu réew mi. ndaw yooyee sukkandiku ci cosaanu askanu Sénégal ak liggéey wu sell te wóor def li tax lobbu Maam Jaara Buso doon gaz bi gënal sénégalais yi li ñor suñu naataangoo yi ñuy liggéeyal bokk na si fu waay mënti nekk di jot ci suñuy produit suñu xarañte si wàllu butaan dañ si delloo njukkal sénégalais yiy jugul si duñu wóolu ba tax ñu jiitu si jaaba yi si wàllum gaz jiital ci suñu jeegu 9 kilo bii butéel bi ñu ngi ko defar ci anam wu sell te wóor defarin bi nag ñu ngi ko dénk organisation africaine de la protection intellectuelle jublu si lu jëm ci suñu ëllëg dañuy topp li ko dalee fi ñu jotee ci gaz bi ci importation bi ba ci séddale bi ci jaabe yi ci Sénégal ak nu ñu koy yóbboo bitim réew bëgg bi ñu bëgg suñu réew boole di gëstu saa su nekk ay feem yu bees ak pas-pas bii laal kaaraange bi ñuy namm mu ëmb nu ñuy jottalee gaz bi waaye jëfandiku yi moo waral ñu tabax ñeenti sàkk yu mucc ayib yu mën a def lu tolloog 6,000 ak 200 tonnes ci gaz. lobbu Maam Jaara Buso jiitu ci Sénégal ak li ko wër. juróom-ñaari carrousel boole fukki bascule ak ñaar yu automatique ak juróomi bascule manuel moo ëmb suñu ligne de production mu mën a jur lu tolloog 9,000 butéelu gaz ci waxtu ci Sénégal yépp ci lu wóor te du manqué. gaz nekk mbir mu doy waar. dañuy faral di saytu suñu bërëbu liggéeyukaay ci lépp lu war a mën a indi lakk ngir artu bépp jeyo waaye suñuy mbëbët yamul foofu ngir mën leen a gunge fépp te it ngeen yelloo li gën lobbu Maam Jaara du jóg si di indi lu bees di xoolit fu gën a sori.
alhamdulillah.
jeeg bu siis moom mere stress boo koy seet si bett kaa ci gën.
yow mosal ku ko mos tàkkamtiku variété punch ma dàkkal teranga punch laay ndaale lu ko dàkkal mooy mbër mi dëkk galañ ma ñëw di ko bàkk moo mën ci xewi xeewala mi bu ko ñàkk bu ko ñàkk xeewala mi bu ko ñàkk moo mën ci bépp xeetu teranga man punch moo ma doy ci teral gan punch fi man
doo bàyyi ma servir
mooy teranga
waaw waaw li mu saf rek ku ko naan na ko xam.
yow mosal ku ko mos tàkkamtiku variété punch ma dàkkal moom rek lay topp yow mosal ku ko mos tàkkamtiku variété punch ma dàkkal
ak punch rek teranga fii la fekk baax.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to your English program, English TV show on Al Imran TV. Today, guest is Zé Antonio. He's a coach in job search technique. Today, we're going to talk about unemployment. What are the causes? What are the drawbacks and the solution? All these main points we'll be debating during the show with my guest, Mr. Zé. How are you doing, bro?
I'm fine, and thank you for hosting me today.
It's a big pleasure and a honor to have you here today.
Yeah, and thank you for rolling out the red carpet for me. I really appreciate it. That's a great privilege for me to be here, and thank you for organizing just this conversation. And I hope that it's going to be profitable to those who are watching us.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said a while ago, we're going to talk about today, unemployment, in here in Senegal. And the first question is, what are the main causes of unemployment in Senegal?
Wow, that's a great question. While we are talking about youth unemployment, the causes are several. We have several causes of youth unemployment, but one of the most striking one, maybe we can talk about two major causes of youth unemployment. And the first one, I may draw an article of like a Senegalese, one brilliant and very prolific Senegalese sociologist. His name is Mr. Dembasek. Yeah. Mr. Dembasek. He's a sociologist and expert in project management, and he produced an articles relating to the issue of youth unemployment in Senegal here, and the article is a very interesting one. When I have delved into article, I came into the realization of knowing that more than 200,000 young graduate Senegalese every year in this country. We have 200,000 young Senegalese graduate from training institute, universities who freshly graduate and are knocking at the door of the labor market. So this is an issue that the country has been grappling with over the 20 past years. So coming to the causes, we can say that one of the main causes, as you and I are product of the Senegalese educational system, is all about skill mismatch, what we call skills mismatch. It's an issue. The main problem is just, the problem of adequacy. What we are being taught at school, from primary school to university, most of the things we've been taught at university are not in accordance with the real prospect, number one, and number two, with the real demands and the new trends of the working world. So that's why you might see somebody who graduate from a university or a training institute with a master and grappling or coping with an issue to be employed. So one of the main reasons is what we have, the skill mismatch. You understand what I'm talking about? What we have been taught at university most of the time, not all of the time, are not in accordance with the real opportunities in the working world. And when it comes to opportunities, trends, and new demands and prospects, they change based on people, based on the opportunities, what is out there in the working world. Like 10 years back or 15 years back, what were relevant in terms of training may be today obsolete in the light of what is really required in the working world or in the labor market, based on the countries, the opportunities that we have. Okay.
And in this case, do you think that the Senegalese, the Senegalese educational system, helps the young graduate, with excellent skills to join the labor market?
Wow. To answer to this question, I think that I'm not gonna just throw the stone on the educational system, but there is still much ground to cover if we wanna tackle the issues of youth unemployment in a very substantial and very impactful way, and creating the opportunities that will allow the youth to find job after find jobs, decent job also after their graduation or after undergoing any kind of training, formal or informal training. So we need to rethink. There should be a shift. There is a need of just reframing and restructure the educational system in our country. We have done much. Senegal used to be like one of the countries of reference in terms of education, but you and I know that today, in the light of what is happening to the country, that has been caused by multiple stuff in the countries. The country is still grappling, even just to reframe and to roll out the agendas in terms of education, the curricula, and to enjoy excellence. So I will not extrapolate and talk about it, but we need to rethink. We need to restructure the educational system on doing what? Having one main indicator that we should use is what we are proposing. Mostly, I'm talking to the university level. Even we can even talk to high school level. Will it match to the needs and demand of the working world? First of all, the working world in our country, will it help us, in 10 years or in 15 years or in 20 years, what we are in terms of curriculum, agenda and training, will it help us, to fix some problems that are inherent to our country? So we need to rethink it. I will boldly say that with the educational system, if we have to run a survey or assessment, in a very sober way, it doesn't match. We will grapple still with just the issue of skills mismatch. That's why you will find a young guy who graduate from university with a master degree, whether in economics, whether in sociology, in philosophy, in English, French, and that may stay for 2 or 3 years without having a job. So what we need to do is to incorporate the sectors in our economy that are the main job providers, while the educational institution are designing the curriculums. What about working in concert with the private and public sectors, to design it in a way that come and just have your say, the 3 main sectors in the country, the primary, the secondary, and the third one, who are the main job providers, maybe between quotes, should come together and say that these will be the trends in the 10 years. Today we have oil, like we have gas, we have a lot of mineral resources in our country.
Okay.
And in the light of the opportunities, the economic opportunities that we have in the country, just an example of the gas, we need just, to come up with just training, dedicated, designed, and well-tailored to the exploitation of the gas. You understand?
Yeah,
because there is,
I get it,
yeah, there's opportunity. But now what should be like, prioritized in terms of fighting against like youth unemployment? It is extremely important to incorporate the main providers of jobs in the country, both the private and the public sector, to come together and contribute to the design of the curricula.
Okay. And do you think that our university students have enough knowledge and practice to start working for some companies without having any difficulties?
University student?
Yeah.
If we rethink the mold, I don't think that most of the universities here in Senegal, both public state university, public university, and private one, if we have to run a survey to assess, to evaluate, we are still facing that challenge. And most of them are not like equipping the student with the required skills they need to enter into the working world. How? And I think that if we need to tackle the issue of youth unemployment in the country, we need to rethink. We need to profoundly rethink the educational system from even primary school, secondary school, to junior high school. Imagine a young person who is aspiring to have a job in the country. You will only think of entering the labor market once you have like, your BA or your master's. And to have a BA or master, how long will it take you to reach there? Sometime, you can spend like 15 years studying. The only time you will think about a job is when just you have your BA. Now I have my BA, then it will just cross my mind to enter the labor market. No, we need to rethink it by like working in collaboration with some agencies. What about starting to think about job? This is where the role of some people that we call career advisors will be very important. Career advisors. From junior high school, they will ask you, so what are your aspirations? What are your predispositions? Where do you see yourself in 5 years or 10 years? And based on that, now who tell you, based on that, they can like, guide you, mentor you into something, or you will start to acclimate yourself by volunteering in if you want to work like in the health industry. Then from junior high school, you might be starting to volunteer in the health industry in order to acclimate. And from high school, you have like, 3 years before you go to university. You understand what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, from like junior high school, we need just, to come up with programs that will help youth to think about like, their futures in 5 years, long-term, short-term goals.
But the government has created some agencies dedicated to young graduates to help them find a job. What do you think about it? It's a good thing.
We have a lot of agencies, governmental and non-governmental agencies that are working to tackle the issues that are like, building the bricks, that are fighting like, to narrow the gap of youth unemployment in the country. But as I have said a while back, there is still much ground to cover in terms of that. Let me give you a simple example. For me, in my humble view, like having worked like in more than 5 years in the sector through like capacity building trainings in terms of helping the youth in getting a job. There is something that is very tragic sometimes. Having a young person who graduated, got a master from like the law department, and the person is enabled, I'm just giving an example, enabled to design like, a resume. The person has never designed a resume. The person has never designed a cover letter. The person has never sit for a job interview. The person has never undergone a training in which they will teach you how in job hunting. You understand?
Job hunting.
Job hunting. How to hunt a job. How to hunt a job. And just after graduating, most of them are 22 or 23. With a master's, you have never acclimated yourself, or you have never been exposed to the working world. This is why I'm telling you, from like junior high school, they need to have, apart from the formal education we are being given, some institutions who are connected to maybe the junior high school of the countries, organize seminars, workshops, dedicated in training and empowering and building the capacity of those youths to know how to write a resume, how to write a cover letter, and practical techniques, of job job interview, for instance. Like what? You will see a young man who get graduated with a bachelor degree and never have a kind of professional experience. But if, for instance, from like what we call junior high school, troisième in Senegal, before you reach troisième, let's say, you know, troisième in Senegal, you start, instead of going on vacation, you have like a career advisor, an institution that, you know, coach you in job search technique. And you say, my dream is to be like, you know, a sociologist. My dream is to work like in NGO. My dream is to be like a nurse. And they will tell you now, before you go to, after getting in high school, you will have 3-month vacation. That is very practical in Senegal. Sure, I'm talking about high school, getting like, you know, in Sogon, in our educational system. Now from Sogon to terminal, I'm talking about the French educational system in which what we inherited. From Sogon, somebody who want to work like a nurse in the hospital. Sogon, you have your 3 months of vacation. Instead of going on vacation, working in collaboration with your career advisor, telling you now, go to one community health center. Health center. I'm not talking about a hospital, a community health center. In the urban area, whether in the rural area, go there and work as a volunteer to acclimate yourself in that profession and see. You do it in Sogon. Then after that, they will give you a certificate of completing your internship. Then when you are in premier, you do the same thing. Maybe from the rural, you go just, you know, to the urban hospital because you want to be a nurse, an example. You do it for 3 months. After completing that one, they punctuate it with just a certificate of internship, my brother. And without knowing, you are still in high school and you have like, you do it in 2 years, you have like 6 months of professional experience in different health centers. In a small scale, but you are preparing yourself to the next like 10 years of your life. And you do it in terminal. Instead of going on vacation, you go back in another NGO or UNICEF to volunteer your time to serve, but it's going to be again in the health area. Now you get to university. You might focus. At university, from the first year to the 3rd year, you can keep on having like, you know, internship. It is possible, it is doable, it is practical, and it is smart. Now, as soon as you have, for instance, your bachelor degree in science or your bachelor degree in whatever area, but based on your interest, you have been sent into that. Then based on that, if now 6 months from like junior, I'm still talking in Senegal, I'm not going to use technical words, from Sogon to terminal, you have 9 months of professional experience, brother. And plus from the first year to your 3rd year at university, 9 year plus 9 year, you have something like 1 year and 8 months of experience. Can you go into the working world or not? After just having your BA, you know, you can just enter the working world because you have professional experience. But contrary, the way that the education system has been designed is just get a degree first and start on looking for a job. But the degrees, the vast majority of the degrees that we get here in Senegal is just, you know, they are theoretical. No practical skill. It's more about, you know, theory. Most of them, not all of them. Most of them. Like a young man graduating from the English department. What are we taught at the English department? Is very good. English literature, civilization, translation, and all
literature, African literature are very important also to know about them.
They are very important, but in the light of wanting to work, if we run an assessment, most of them, those trainings are preparing us for what? To go to teach. Number one. Number two,
to become English teachers.
Translating. You understand I'm talking about? Or going to the academia.
For sure.
But how many NGOs are here out there, international NGOs or international company that are here? You understand I'm talking about?
I know.
So you being like in an English department, studying the language and the culture, I really respect that. But if you like, you know, tie it to some practical internship in the with like, you know, in project management. English is just a tool. It's just a language.
It's just a tool. You
understand? I'm talking about before graduating and thinking about a job, getting a job, but know where you want to go in your life. That's why it's not only the formal educational system, but we need to have like structures that help the youth in terms of envisioning their career, planning your career. But now what deepen or what enlarge or what widen the gulf of unemployment in our country is most of the the way we have been trained, the way we have been just conditioned to think in terms of employment is get a degree and you will have a job.
In this way, we need some changes.
We need to change it.
How?
We need to change by incorporating various actors There are people like today. I used to work like a coach, and I'm still coaching young ones, young graduates, you know, in job search techniques, you know, how to design your resume, you know, how to design your cover letter, and how to sit for your job interview, how to make it happen, you understand? How to put all the chances, how to create the likelihood of being employed by an organization. It's all about coaching and mentoring. So the private sector, today, if you have to classify and put me under a category, I evolve into the, in the private sector, and I'm just the tip of the iceberg. There are a lot of professionals and agencies that are here. The state needs that to work with them in collaboration. And there are still some agencies like Ampage, you know, Papes in the country who are doing great things, but there is still much ground to cover cover in terms of, like, you know, tackling these issues with more sophisticated and work in concert to help our young ones. From like junior high school, we need to start this thing.
Okay, but is it better to start job hunting while you are still studying?
But it's possible.
Okay.
It's all about how. Then it's possible. Like today, the young ones who have the chance to meet me today, is just take a Q&A, meeting just a boy who's 13 years old, 14 years old, asking, what is your dream? Where do you see yourself maybe, you know, in 5 years? What do you want to do?
What do you want to become?
What do you want to become? And based running a Q&A, based on that, you can tell to the boy, listen, now from junior high school, focus on your studies, but once you have on vacation, I want you to start approaching the organization or the industries that you see yourself working in 10 years. Maybe through information. We have today the power of internet, through research, or if you have an opportunity to go and try to volunteer. Volunteering is a good platform of developing your skills and knowledge. You understand what I'm talking about? Instead of being here, going to school, formal education, from junior high school, senior high school, and to university, just getting most of the time theoretical knowledge that cannot even solve a practical problem, because having a job, they're just hiring you to solve a problem. The more you have skills in solving the problem, the more you have the capacity, you know, to solve problem, the more you will be paid. That's the mindset behind employment. It's just a way to tell how many problems can you solve, or how many solutions, you know, can you bring to the organization. What is your added value? So I think that from an early age and from junior high school, we need, like, you know, to have some career advisors, some coach that will be incorporated in the educational system, maybe weekly or monthly, organizing some colloquia, seminar, workshop that has nothing to do with the formal curricula that they have at school, but it's gonna be, okay, this is how, very practical, this is how this is what we call, you know, a CV. This is what we call a motivation letter. And this is, you know, what an interview looks like. At least it's very practical. And we have boys who are very smart. So the earlier they are exposed, the better it's going to be for them to prepare themselves for their professional career and aspiration in life.
Okay. And when is the best time for a young graduate to look for a job? Because many people, before finishing their studies, they can try to find a job. But for you, when is the best time for a young graduate, okay, to find a job?
It depends, you know, it depends. For me, I'm a strong advocate for education. I believe that, you know, everyone should be educated. Education is very good for a well-organized and well-run society. We need to be educated. But, you know, and in terms of job, we cannot all work like, you know, lawyers, surgeons, dentists, teachers, president, and that's it. And when you're talking about a job, sometimes think about what we call vocational training to help us narrow the gap of youth unemployment in the country right now. That is like, you know, 24.1% in Senegal. We need to think about, we still have some vocational training. Vocational training means that I'm not just pushing my study till university to get a BA or just, you know, a master's, but better I can stop in junior high school like the American system, but I will be very good at plumbing. I will be a very good electrician. I will be a very good, like, carpenter. I will be a very good, maybe, you know, somebody who can work in the area of, like, you know, food conservation, something like this. You understand I'm talking about? I know. Practical skills, but that can play a critical role in the development of our economy and to narrow the gap of youth unemployment. But coming back to your question, the best time, it depends on where the person, the aspiration of the person. But for me, getting at university, depending on where you want to go with your life, coming back to the question is, why am I pursuing this study till university? You understand? Going to university says a lot about you. But somebody...
But is it possible to combine both of them? Starting at the same time, have a job?
Yes, it's possible to work and just, pursuing your studies.
Yeah.
It is possible. And I have met and seen people who start working way before they graduate because in the past they have been involved with various organizations. They have built the skill set that they need to have the job. You understand? And here in Senegal, we need just to have a paradigm mind shift to change the stuff. We are taught, you and I have been taught, unless you have a degree, you are not qualified for a job.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you're right.
But you and I come to the realization that a degree is just, an assumption of knowledge. And most of the degrees that we are given after completion, a master's, sometimes a PhD or a BA, is that, theoretical knowledge. Most if we have to assess it. You understand? And then what we need to do is, to come up with a system that will impart the young one and trainings with practical skill set that they need to have some know-how. Competencies, practical skills that they may use to solve some problems. And imagining getting like I have met some boys, I have been among them. Like, you will start thinking about a resume once you are at university. You understand what I'm talking about? Or a cover letter or a CV. No, we need just, there should be, a paradigm shift. Starting about planning your career should start, by junior high school, depending on the courses and subject that you choose.
Okay. And do you think that here in Senegal, job opportunities are equal?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
That's a good question. For me, there is no government in the world that can solve the issue of unemployment. All the countries in the world have been and are and will be struggling with the issues of employment, depending on the different sectors. But what they can do here in Senegal, I think, opportunities in terms of, that is for me what the government do not do. I'm not an economist.
Yeah.
But for me, the best way to tackle the issue of youth unemployment or employment in general is to base like the training, the curricula on the opportunities that we have, that the country has. Like, for instance, I come from the south.
Yeah.
I come from Casamance.
Yes.
And technically, Casamance is the rainiest part of the country. Like, in terms of agriculture today, if you have to use a tool that they call SWOT, strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat, to assess what are the potentialities, talking about natural resources of the region. So we need to tailor. I mean, if we are really serious about creating employment, we have fruit, we have rain, we have the land that is very fertile. We need to tailor and design programs that are in accordance with the opportunities of the country. So in Casamance, for instance, if we want to help the youth, we have like the land, we have the rain. What about coming with like educational system or programs that will empower youth like to tap and to exploit that opportunities in terms of food transformation, the natural resources, the local.
Yeah, I know. Yes, I get you.
I'm not against philosophy. You understand? But if you want to help, if you want to really help, like there are some subjects that we need to prioritize based on the economic opportunities of the region or the country. You understand? There are opportunities out there. There are a lot of opportunities here in the country in terms of employment. But you will be shocked. There are how many times you see an opportunity, a job being published, and nobody's taking a job for the mere and simple reason that there is not people who are qualified enough to occupy the position. In a lot of sectors, the NGOs, public sector. Sometimes you may see a job that get re-advertised like third or fourth time because there is nobody who's that qualified qualified just to take the position.
Okay. And what is the current unemployment rate here in Senegal?
Based on the National Agency of Statistics and Demographic that we know, INSD, it's a 24.1%, the unemployment rate here in Senegal. And according also to the Ministry of Youth, Labor and Employment, that's it. This is what I have, based on my recent research, this is what I have seen is like 24.1%.
And how does it affect the economy?
The economy is severely suffering from it. You can see it. Being young, getting a degree, but not having a job is hard. It's hard to live. And there is one thing that I would like, to highlight. But instead of thinking about having a job, we should shift from we should shift from the posture of from the posture of thinking of having a job to the posture of thinking of being a job. This is where entrepreneurship sets in. You understand what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know.
Being your own CEO, being your own manager. I mean, knowing yourself and being able to have the practical skills and resources. This is all knowledge, getting the know-how to launch your own business and becoming your own CEO and bring about like opportunities for other people, to hire people to work for you.
Okay.
And most of the time in the country, some of the people who have experienced phenomenal success are not those one who are educated.
Okay.
Yusundur has never been like, into formal education like you and I.
Yeah, he's a real example, yes.
He's a real example. A lot of people here in the country. He's a man that, I respect for being an entrepreneur. They are creating employment opportunity for youth. We should shift from just, I want to have a job too. I need to become myself a job and create a job for other people.
Okay. But now is the time to talk about yourself as a coach, in job search technique. But I would like you to share your knowledge, okay, with people. And my first question is about that, okay, about yourself. The question is, okay, have you ever worked somewhere that had bad employment conditions?
That's a good question. Let me tell you, there is, first of all, even families, the family that you and I come from, we always have like, conflicts, but conflict that differ in nature.
Yeah.
There is no workplace that is heaven.
Yes,
we are human beings. Sometimes before being in conflict against somebody else, you are in conflict with yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
You understand what I'm talking about? And then there is no workplace that that people will be working and not being like, in conflict. When I'm talking about conflict, there are healthy conflict, there are unhealthy conflict, there are constructive disagreement, and, in constructive disagreement. You understand what I'm talking about? But where the conflict lies, I mean, this is another topic. I mean, when people are working together, they are very liable to be in conflict. You understand? But I don't know whether you frame your question like in terms of injustice, where you treated well or not. That's it. But whenever human beings are, conflict are inherent. But the natures of the conflict will determine our reaction to the conflict.
And do you always start in terms of employment before accepting any job?
Yes, because basically, before taking into a job, it's a skill that you have to build.
Yeah, for sure.
You understand what I'm talking about? It's a skill. Even like, signing a contract, you need to have the knowledge, the inside and outside knowledge, the thorough knowledge of why am I signing this contract. You understand? It's a skill. It's a skill even to negotiate your salary. It's all go under the umbrella of job search technique and job hunting. How to negotiate your salary. Based on what do you want to just be paid such? Based on what don't you want to work for such hours? It's a skill that people need to build. And
there are some employment conditions that you're going to insist on.
Basically, differing from countries, in employment conditions differ from industry, from sectors, from country to country. But depending on the motivation of the person who wants the applicant, if you feel and think that it is right for you to work under certain conditions and it will make you productive, go ahead. But if you think that based on the knowledge, what is the like the Senegalese Ministry of Labor said about just my right, it takes you also to know your right as just a worker, to know your right. What does the law say about you, and what are my responsibilities? You understand? What are my duties? What are my right based on the law? You need to know, and it's a skill. But imagine what we are experiencing in the country. Our brothers, our sisters getting a degree, and then to the great expense of the parent in the community. This is like the most popular saying, which goes, here in Senegal, you can study and have a degree and not having a job. But there are a lot of issues that we are not just tackling. Are we really equipped to have a job? Do we really know? Do we really have the skill set in terms of job hunting? Are we that qualified? The training that I have received in university, does it qualify me? Or am I more likely to have a job based on just, the career that I have chosen? Like, the job seekers are not 100% responsible, because now with the new technology, formally you could formally, you could just, choose, I want to do English, I want to do law, I want to do like geography, I want to do mathematics. But now it's just the software that sent you to the branches and just the field of studies.
Okay.
So those who are looking for jobs or the young graduates cannot be like condemned. But the educational system, I mean, the way it is designed, sometimes the actors are responsible, but sometimes also the job seekers, like the candidate who want to have a job, are responsible.
Okay. Yeah, are working conditions, in Senegal better than other countries?
In Senegal better than other countries in some point, but in some point, I mean, yeah, people are working here in this country. But I know for a fact that in certain organizations, work conditions are not that good. You understand? Work conditions are not that good. We receive feedback from the candidate and the young one that we coach. And as professionals also, we've been working in organizations sometimes that differ, same industry, you understand? But same industry, different organization that differ in terms of the quality of the working condition that the employee are working under. It differs, but I will not tell you like 100% it is bad. I think that there are some organizations that are doing much better than other organizations. You understand?
And what is the role of technology, in employment rate?
Yes, but
and job creation.
Yeah, you and I know that computer literacy is still a big challenge here in Senegal.
Yeah,
and
sure.
Mostly in French-speaking countries. You understand? Mostly in French-speaking countries. Most of our brothers and sisters, the first time, like 10 years ago or 5 years ago, the first time that a person come in touch with a laptop is when the person is under the obligation to produce to give back a paper at university. Because you and I know where we come from, like in this country. If you come from a poor family, like in Senegal, till now, being in the house that you have running water and electricity is a luxury. So if you don't have electricity where you're living, then having a computer is something else.
Yeah.
I mean, computer literacy. Still now, a lot of professionals, a lot of young graduates, do not master the basic skills in terms of the basic skill of Word, PowerPoint, Excel.
Yeah.
So that's it. And even computer literacy, some schools are very innovative right now. They have incorporated computer literacy in the curricula. I mean, from junior high school to senior high school. But the vast majority, I come from that generation who have been in touch with a laptop is when we have been at university.
Okay.
You understand what I'm talking about? Then most job opportunities here will require you to be computer literate, to be able to manipulate a laptop, produce some job, do some technical production. So if you can have the knowledge, but if you don't have the practical skills, in terms of new technologies, utilization, it may decrease your chances, to be employed. So we need to do, a lot need to be done. Computer literacy need to be incorporated. It's a must from primary school, junior high school, boys, girls, the young one need to be very early on. They need to be exposed, to the use of new technology.
Okay, and how has the COVID-19 pandemic impacted on the rate of unemployment here in Senegal? Strongly.
It has been a crashing blow. It has been a crashing blow.
Okay.
It has been really a crashing blow. And now this question can be connected to just the question you have asked me a while back, like the role of new technology. If it were not because of new technology, where would we stand in the economy of the country? At least we have reduced a little bit. People were able to work from home. You understand?
Yes.
People were able to do business through digital platform, through homes, based on new technology. But provided that the person who is working or doing business based on new technology on your laptop at home, based on the risk of the COVID-19 stuff, they were basically good. They were computer literate folks.
Yeah.
That's it. New technology.
Yeah, for
New
sure.
technology has helped us a lot to save our economy. Because I have worked under how do they call it? Distant working.
Yeah.
I have been working from home during the pandemic in 2020 and 2019. I have worked from home based on what I can work from home because of new technology, internet. It should be a must. It should be a must. In Senegal, the computer literacy rate, is normal, is very acceptable. I cannot give you a figure, but I know there is still much ground to cover in terms of we have high school in rural areas, but are they equipped with computer labs and all those stuff?
Yeah, we are at the end of this program, but before finishing, I need, to give some solutions about that, some solution. These are all problems that you have said already.
Yeah, I will come back from where I have started, from the outset. where I have started.
Yeah.
If we need like to dramatically reduce the unemployment rate in Senegal, we need to incorporate entrepreneurship from junior high school. Junior high school.
Yeah, junior high school.
Yeah, entrepreneurship program from junior high school.
Okay.
Intensified computer literacy program from junior high school. Intensified, like, financial literacy program from junior high school. I'm not talking about senior high school. I'm not talking about high school. Junior high school, college.
Yeah.
Money management. What is money? You understand?
Yeah, money?
What is money?
Oh.
You understand? Computer literacy, to know what is money.
Okay.
How should we use money? You understand? And then financial literacy, computer literacy, and we need to have to work in concert with.
But what do you say? What is money? What do you think? No, what do you mean by that?
Money is not like money. This is just we can talk about money from like down to dusk.
Yes.
People say money is to solve problem.
Money is power.
Money is power,
Yeah.
but I'm not. Money is power. Money is good.
Yeah.
Money. What I want to say, like, money. We are taught that there is a wall of saying that xaalis pour faj soxla la rek.
Yeah.
Money is
no money, no good life.
No money, no good life. But let me tell you, I'm not totally agree. I'm not. I don't agree.
Yeah.
I don't agree with that saying. Money is not like meant only to solve problem. What about money is meant to be invested to create solution.
Yeah.
In solving their future problems. You understand? Money. What is money? If you have money, teaching them from an early 80s is not, money is not just meant to have money and meet your basic need. Eating, drinking, sleeping, building a house, and getting married. No. Like from an early age to plant the seed of entrepreneurship. When you have money, think about investing. You understand what I'm talking about? Think about investing. We are talking about philanthropy. You understand?
Yeah.
Philanthropy. Think about just creating stuff that will alleviate human suffering. You understand what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
it's very important. A lot of people get like a lot of money, but they don't know here what to do with the money, the real essence of money. Most of us have money, but we have never been taught financial literacy. The only thing we do with our money is just
but in this case, we need some personal growth.
Personal development.
Yeah, development. Yes.
From like I will be very realistic. From junior high school to teach us, about money, about your career aspiration. Like you want to become a lawyer. I want you want to become a lawyer from senior high school. Just go to the court, the regional court of your town. Go and start doing an internship or be interested to what is happening to that. And this is what we are not doing. The only time most of the boys who are just in the law department goes to the court is when they are there about to graduate, then they will come in contact. It's too late, bro.
Yeah, you're right,
it's too late, bro. Yeah. Too late, bro. So you can just start to acclimate yourself 10 years ahead before even just graduating in the field. It's possible. The structures are here.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Zé. It was really important because I know guys are going to appreciate it a lot because you have explained many things about unemployment here in Senegal, and we really appreciate it. What is your last word now?
My last word is, thank you for inviting me. I really appreciate the platform, the concept. I've been following you online. You're really doing interesting stuff. Program that illuminate, that inform people on ways we should go. But my last word is like, a call to rethink our educational system, to rethink how we can come with innovative solutions to tackle the issue of youth unemployment and create a lot of opportunities that will help our youth to get a job. But we must shift from just getting a job to being a job. You understand what I'm talking about?
Yes.
And this is where personal development stands on. I want every young one to be serious, to do a job of introspection. What are my gifts? What are my talents?
Yeah, my skills, yeah.
Yeah, what is just my inborn, my innate capacity, my potential. And based on that, you can choose the field in which you want to have just a degree in that.
Okay.
Just to invest in yourself to become the highest, the truest, and the most powerful version of who you are.
Okay.
So that is all about self-development, to invest in self-development, right? I have nothing against boy having just, iPhone 7, iPhone 8, but invest in books, right? Invest in yourself. Invest in books, read a lot, invest in self-knowledge and self-education. It's very important, right?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Zé, coach in
That's my pleasure.
Technique.
That's
It's
my
a big
pleasure.
pleasure for you to have you here today.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching. I know you're going to appreciate it. Thank you. See you next same day, same time, same place. Bye bye.
Fini le stress. Que vous soyez jeune fonctionnaire, entrepreneur ou même immigré, le groupe Mac Building vous aide à réaliser vos rêves. Vous souhaitez acquérir un terrain, concevoir votre plan architectural, construire votre maison, trouver une équipe ouvrière spécialisée, équiper votre maison ou bureau, trouver des matériaux de construction, décorer votre intérieur ou même gérer les démarches administratives. Le groupe Mac Building est là pour vous accompagner du début jusqu'à la concrétisation de votre projet. Vous estimez ne pas avoir les moyens d'effectuer un paiement comptant? Pas de souci. Le groupe Mac Building vous donne la possibilité de payer en plusieurs échéances et de devenir propriétaire dès aujourd'hui. Pour plus d'informations, contactez le 77 550 11 19 77 550 11 19. C'est Luc Teiga Koipare.
Goût saf haleine bu neex
أعزني
ceebu jën bi toggee ak sa soja resto rosi bi def si sos soja resto ñulu bi def si sos soja resto couleur bu rafet cafka bu saparal resto sosu wàcce ak sos soja resto sosu ginaar ak sos soja resto méchoui bi ak sos soja resto sayoko yake suy si arôme épicé resto. Resto, soo commencé dootoo ko bàyyi.
الحمد لله الذي أغناني وأعزني
lu sax si xolu doomu aadama ba foo ko tudd xol yëppay feex ni mu bare ci dëkk bi noonu la wutee waaye bijouterie Zamzam yàlla def na ni kuy jaay or fii ci Sénégal plus de 40 ans au service ca marché Tilène te ku nu jaay or nga ni gongo déglul 18 carats 21 carats seetal lii ay boucle d'oreille bag am nañu ko sautoir en or 18 filigrane extra super extra néo néo reyka xoolal pomi bi 21 carats Bahreïn ak India bi yëpp am nañu ko li ma gën a neex ci place bi mooy client bu ñëw ñu def la ab star alors qu'attendez-vous ñi ngi nekk marché Tilène rue 19 angle 18 téléphone 77 462 41 41 ou le 77 681 57 38 ou 77 924 45 20 dama ni neexul ba neexul waaye or bi jeg ji bëgg noo boutique Zamzam rek
الذي أغناني وأعزني
bismillahi rahmaani rahim bu ngeen déggee labbayka laahumma labbayka labbayka laa sharika laka labbayka innal hamdal wa nixma laka wal mulk ko xam ngeen ne màkkal woote na bitigu yaa faama nag ngi nii fii ci marché Tilène rue 19 angle Blaise Diagne bu ngeen fi ñëwee lépp luy bagage yu ujaaju màkk rek mi ngi fi xool nga ujaaj yaa ngi nii teg sunu kol asli pire la ñuy jaay kii nag mooy kurus kuku original kuku baa ngi nii kii ku xas ba dem màkk boo xasee ba dugg màkk rek xam nga ne kuku loo ci ñaan yàlla may la ko boo ci takk baa ngi nii bu feesee del rek ak prix bu abordable nag njëg bu yomb kurusu màjjal baa ngi nii caméra yaa ngi nii yi nga xam ne xale yi ñoo ko moom la ñuy fawee mbaxane màkk yaa ngi nii lépp ci kër yaa faama tey nag kii si jaada la da nga julli ba pare toog wéeru képp kuy dugg jumaa ku ne xam ne daalu dugg jumaa te si jaada la bu ànd ak saagam kii nag cuuraay bant la kuy dugg màkk xam nga ne doo bàyyi cuuraay ku ne màkk xam ne cuuraay tax sunu cuuraay ngi nii beer yaa ngi nii tamit macha allah neex a joxe sëri ca jóge kayit yaa faama da lay jaay ba jaay la zamzam baa ngi nii kenn andeetu sëri ca da ngay ñëw jënd sa bitéelu 5 litres zamzam bi teg ko sa kër maa ngi ci zamzam yi ci kër yaa faama maa ngi ci jàllaabi bi ci kër yaa faama maa ngi ci cuuraay yi ci kër yaa faama tàndarma yaa ngi nii lii ci kër yaa faama ku ne xam ne boo jógee Màkka da nga war a ganale nga sol sa zamzam boo solee sa zamzam génnee sa kaas boo yëkkatee xel li nit ñi barkeelu ci kuy dem Màkka rek soo mënee nga jaar kër yaa faama di nga fi am sëriñ yu baax di nga xam ne fenn amu ko benn boutique rek la nag ci rue 19 angle Blaise Diagne fii ci marché Tilène numéro téléphone bi di 77 321 74 24 wala nga woo ma ci 76 741 85.
الحمد لله الذي أغناني وأعز